Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Tiana Divinergy, aka The Adventures of Zambi. Welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, hey boo hey. For those of you that have been around my son a few times before, what it do, what it be, what it is, gang gang. Welcome back. So today I'm going to talk to you about, this video is super long overdue by the way. I want to talk to you about my time in Johannesburg, South Africa. And after spending some time there, there are 6 things, roughly, that I would like to tell you about to be mindful of. And so I'll be doing a more extensive video of South Africa a little bit later on. But today I'm going to be focusing specifically on Johannesburg, Joburg, Josie, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, y'all, so one of the first things that you need to know about South Africa is that they have a different version of Amazon. At first I said that they did not have Amazon. They do not have Amazon Prime. You can still get things delivered here, but it will take, honestly, anywhere from, I've had things delivered as quickly as in like 4 or 5 days, but then there are things that take a little bit longer, 10 days plus. But you will not get anything overnighted here unless you pay, it's just not possible with Amazon. But they do have a website called takealot.com. I'll put it in the description below for you. So it is like their version of Amazon. So you can get next day pickup. They have different pickup locations around South Africa, everywhere from Johannesburg to Durban to Cape Town, Western and Eastern Cape, etc., etc. So if you are looking for an Amazon alternative, takealot.com is your best bet. Now, I will also say that they do have services like Uber. They still have Uber Eats. They don't have like a DoorDash or anything like that. They also do have a cheaper version of Uber that they call Bolt. So Bolt is, again, think like Uber Go, but like worse. I'm talking about, and even y'all. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about Uber since we're here. So here they have 4 different categories of Uber ride selections. So you have Uber Go, which is the bottom tier. You have Uber X, which is the tier above that. You have Uber Comfort, which is the tier above that. And then you have Uber Black, which of course is much like the Uber Black in the States. You get picked up in Benzes and Mercedes and things like that. Now I will say Uber Go, baby, that is like, expect your car to have dents. Your car, the windshield might have a crack in it. They might be missing the hubcap. The interior is absolutely going to be dirty and it's probably going to smell. But if you need a super cheap way to get from point A to point B, then Uber Go, you know, you're not going to be in there that long, only going to be in there 5 to 10 minutes, then that is your best bet as far as ride transportation is concerned. If you're wanting to take a ride share service and you're not wanting to get on the bus or something like that, because of course they do have bus service, the Metro here as well. Now, your next tier above that is Uber X. Now, Uber X is a little bit better than Uber Go. You might get something like a Nissan Altima or Sentra or something like that. It will be potentially a little bit cleaner. But again, Uber Go and Uber X can kind of work in tandem. And that is something that I'm also noticing here is there is not a clear distinction line or level between the Uber classes. So let's bump up to Uber Comfort. Sometimes you can get a Benz with Uber Comfort. So there isn't a lot of delineation between like class levels. Sometimes you can just get lucky. I personally prefer to take Uber Comfort over everything, mainly because the drivers that drive and do Uber Black here are usually rude as fuck. They're usually impatient. The last time I tried to call Uber Black, I was going to a couple's spa day with my partner. Yes, y'all, your girl has a partner now. But when the driver literally had just pulled up, and you know, in the States, they have to wait 5 minutes, you know, for you to come down. You let them know, hey, I'm on my way. They put on their hazards, all is well. Well, here the drivers are super, 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 super impatient. And if you're not downstairs waiting for them, then they will cancel a ride on you. They will call you and bitch you out, curse you out, why you're not downstairs. I can't wait anywhere. There's nowhere for me to da 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 da. Like literally, it's very hit or miss here. So your best bet, honestly, from my perspective, is to, when you find a really like cool driver, a dope driver that you vibe with, go ahead and get their contact information and just pay them in cash. Because it doesn't make sense to play that game of, am I gonna get a nice Uber driver today or am I gonna get an asshole today? Sorry, South Africa, it is what it is. A lot of y'all are like that. You really need to work on your attitude. You're here to provide a service at the end of the day. So if you don't like doing that, then don't work Uber. It's very simple. Same thing with Uber Eats. People can be really super rude. They can be really unprofessional. So, and honestly, that is a thing here in South Africa that I'm noticing. I guess that brings me to my next point. Customer service here needs a complete overhaul. And I'm definitely not making this a video to bash South Africa, but I do want people to be very realistic about what to expect when they come here. And when I say customer service, I'm mainly talking about food establishments and lower level spas and things like that. It really feels like the people that are hired are just hired because they needed a job, and there is no importance or emphasis on providing good customer service. So don't expect really good, attentive customer service at most establishments unless it's like a fine dining establishment, and even then they're also lacking in that area. So for me, customer service could be a lot better here, but you know, maybe that's everywhere in the world, I don't know. But here, especially in South Africa, they definitely need to do a better job with customer service. I can say that I do have really, really awesome like housekeepers. They be on their shit. They're always super nice. They're always like super attentive. They're always on time. They always go above and beyond and make your place look spotless, okay? So shout out to housekeepers in South Africa. You guys are doing an amazing job. Keep doing what you're doing. Food service, y'all need some help, okay? Just saying. Another thing about Johannesburg in particular is that if you're staying in the city center, I will say that it is not safe. The Hallmark House building that I was staying in was safe, but they always recommended that you do not walk around by yourself, especially if you're a woman. Take somebody with you. Make sure that, like, if you're gonna get in an Uber, make sure it's downstairs. Don't be waiting around like having your phone out, because it can get snatched like that. That hasn't happened to me personally, but I have had horror stories from my Uber drivers that have said that, you know, they were just driving a customer, the window was down too low, and somebody came by, yanked the phone, and kept it pushing. Or I've had Uber drivers that have been hijacked or robbed at lights in Joburg. So understand that Johannesburg, the city itself, like if you're in the like Hillbrow, Maboneng district, there are certain pockets that are safe, but for the most part, it is a very crime-ridden part of the city. So just be mindful of that and be really careful whenever you're in the city center, okay? I will also say that if you like peace and quiet, then of course the city center is not going to be for you. There is honking at all hours of the night, sirens going off, much like any other busy metropolitan area. So if you're looking for somewhere quiet, you definitely might want to shoot over to, honestly, like a Pretoria, maybe like a Rosebank, maybe a Four Ways, Midrand. Those areas will be a lot more quiet and a lot more like suburban, as opposed to staying in Joburg in the CBD. Another thing is that, y'all, it is really cold during the winter months here. And remember, their seasons are in reverse. So when it is winter time for us, it is summer here. Right now it's November, so they're moving into their summer. But when I first got here, I got here in mid-August, and y'all, I needed a coat. Okay, and I'm talking about not no cute little like windbreaker type jacket. No, baby, I'm talking about a full-on like wool North Face bubble coat jacket like we in New York, and I had needed a North Face jacket for Tim's. That's how I felt when I first got here. So be mindful of that also, that like if you come in the summer, it is their winter. So even though it's their off season and it's a lot more affordable to come here during that time, know what you're signing yourself up for. South Africa, according to my African friends, is pretty much like the only part of the continent that gets this cold. Like Central, West, East Africa do not get cold in that way. So yeah, be mindful of that whenever you are moving about and wanting to come to South Africa, when their summer is and when their winter is. Now, some pros about South Africa. I'm sorry, I know it might feel like I started the video out kind of heavy, but I did just want to give a few warnings before getting into the good stuff. I will say that for the most part, I love South Africans. Like, the people are a whole vibe. Do you hear me? They are individuals, and I love that. There's so much flavor, there's so much culture, there's so much vibrancy and vitality, from the way that they dress, to the way that they wear their hair, to the jewelry that they put on, to the tattoos that they have. They are individuals, and I love that about them. So South Africans have some of the best style that I've ever seen in my life, y'all. So baby, if you are looking to see a fashion show every day, come to South Africa, because they will not disappoint. Do you hear me? And people in South Africa are lovely. For the most part, most of the South Africans that I meet are sweet. They're kind, they're compassionate, they are really genuine, they're authentic, and they really do like love Americans. Like, every time I come here and I talk, they're always like, oh, I love your accent. And it's so funny because, like, you know, I have to remember that, like, I am American, so I do have an accent. Whereas for me, I'm just like, nah, I feel like y'all got the accent. But it's a really sweet and endearing thing how much they light up whenever they hear me speak, and how nice they are to me. And that is something that I do want to bring up, though, is that being an American can kind of be a double-edged sword, because if you start speaking and they hear that American accent, some people will overcharge you. Some people will want to kind of take advantage of knowing that fact about you. So that is something that you will learn here very quickly, is being an American is great, but being an American is also not so great sometimes, because people will want to take advantage of you. People will want to get money out of you. People will assume that you're, you know, well off or things like that. So for the most part, it's not that big of a deal. You kind of just get used to it, but it's just something that, you know, like I said, if you're going to be in Joburg, you're going to be in South Africa, you need to know, okay? The biggest and best thing about being here in South Africa is the cost of living is, okay? When I tell you, y'all, everything from getting a facial or having a spa day, like a 6-hour treatment at a very nice upscale spa, literally cost me maybe $150, $175. Having a nice fine dining experience may cost me at places like Nobu, okay? Yes, they do have a Nobu here in South Africa. It is in Cape Town, where I am currently. But they have other beautiful, wonderful restaurants in Johannesburg that literally, y'all, I went to the jazz club that is in Hallmark House and had a whole little date night, and it literally cost me $50, y'all. And I had like a 4-course meal, I had a drink, I had a dessert. Literally, like, the cost and quality of living here is amazing. Yesterday, I had dinner at a rooftop lounge slash restaurant. It was on the 25th floor, or I believe it was the 26th floor of Hotel Sky here in Cape Town. And baby, when I tell you, even with all of the food that I had, it still probably came to maybe 40 bucks total. I love my quality of living here as an American. If you are making American dollars, you are crazy to not be living in a country like South Africa, because you do not need a big bag in order to have a big life. And I love that. And yeah, they got my heart. I'm gonna stay because of that. The biggest thing that I can say is if you do want to stay in the city center in Johannesburg, please make sure that you stay at Hallmark House and you tell all of my friends that I love them, that I miss them, and to take good care of you, and I promise they got you. So shout out to all of my friends there, from Crystal to Kuda to, Aman, who is the barber there, to, oh my God, there's so many amazing people that I met that I wish I could take with me everywhere, honestly. So thank you guys for making my first days, my first month in South Africa, some of the most memorable moments for me in life, and really like showing me a beautiful side to South Africa. I will forever cherish that, and I will forever cherish you guys for that. So thank you, y'all. Please go see my homies over at Hallmark House, because they will do you right. Okay, period. Also, another amazing thing is you can have fresh local produce delivered directly to you from a company called Abundance Whole Foods. And let me make sure that I'm saying that correctly. Yes, so there is a company called Abundance, and they'll have like flyers in the building, or you can ask the front desk. I had fresh local produce delivered to me to my door every week from them, y'all, and I'm talking about like 400 Rand was literally a week's worth of groceries, cost me maybe like 30 USD. And I'm talking about like some of the biggest collard greens I've ever seen in my life. Okay, quality stuff. And I miss that so much, because yeah, I have not been able to find an equivalent to that here in Cape Town. But if you're in Johannesburg and you're staying at Hallmark House, please take advantage of Abundance, because they're amazing. They're super sweet. They always do really good substitutes, or they always give you like extra stuff too. So shout out to Abundance, and I wish you continued success as you continue to navigate the landscape of local farming and bringing that fresh organic produce to more of South Africa. All right, guys, this video is getting really, really long, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop there, because there are so many things that I still have to tell you about South Africa, but those are some of the things that the pros and cons of Johannesburg in particular. I'll be going into more detail about other parts of South Africa in another video, but if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like, share, and click that subscribe button below. Leave a comment, and yeah, join the Divine Tribe. I'd love to have you, and I'd love to take you with me on more adventures that I have in South Africa and other places abroad. I did go to Malaysia, so we'll be talking about that at another time in another video as well. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, but remember always to love yourself, love others, and until next time, feel free to sip on this. Bye.